Hello everybody, it's that college football guy here. Another video. Just about doing some stuff outside for to get this video and realize how late it was. Like, oh boy. A couple things done after watching. I have never watched a murder on a college football field before until after watching Georgia absolutely murder Florida State. Yeah, Florida State. You know what? Go to the Big Ten. Go to the Big Ten because right now I put it out on X. Maybe the hashtag shouldn't be FSU to the BIG for the Big Ten. No, it should be FSU to FCS because you sucked in that game. Good God! But congratulations to Ole Miss, Maryland, Wyoming, and Georgia for absolutely murdering Florida State. Good Lord. Whew. All right, now you saw the title of the video. Who could the SEC take from the ACC? Who is a viable candidate? Who would they be interested in? Well, I looked at the schools here, and I'm like, I would have said Florida State, but after this, I'm like, you know what? Go to the big. No, they're not interested in you anymore. That just this absolute destruction just basically might have taken you off the list. Now, it all depends right now is depending on like who the Big Ten goes after. But we're gonna go with this from an SEC standpoint. Who they would like to get? I fully believe, like I've said this in other videos with other conferences, I fully believe they want 4 schools. I think when it's all said and done, the Big Ten, the SEC, and the Big 12 will be at 20 apiece. And I had someone who came up to me and said, you can't be a 20-team football conference. There's no scheduling model that works. Yes, there is. I've said this before, but apparently since some people are just new subscribers, let me say it again. There is a scheduling model for 20 teams in football. There's a scheduling model they've actually worked out for basketball and the Olympic sports as well. But the football one's what we're going to talk about here. And the scheduling model for football is simple. What is a 20-team football conference? It's you, and 19 opponents. We're not worried about ourselves. We're worried about those 19 opponents we got to face, right? Four guaranteed rivals a year cuts the 19 to 15. 5, 5, 5. 9-game conference schedule. You play everybody every 3 years. Everybody comes to your stadium every 6. Now, knowing this, if the SEC does get up to 20 teams, this is an expansion scenario. Conference realignment. My idea, I'll do a conference craziness because that's exactly what this stuff is. I'm sorry. I just started thinking about how bad Georgia was beating up Florida State. It just throws me up. I'm sorry. That was ugly. They want to get 4 more teams. They want to be at 20. And I think they'll be done. I mean, they may be happy with 18. Originally, the plan was Clemson and Florida State. Now, Florida State. Then again, Florida State does not have AAU status. I don't know if the Big Ten's going to be interested in them. But the problem is, let's look at from the SEC's point of view. Who would they want? Now, it's been reported, rumored, and even the governor of Virginia said Virginia Tech go together. And I said this when I got the Big Ten. Big Ten does AAU schools only. They don't do non-AAU. So everybody says, oh, they're not going to... Stop it. That's what you would want. That's not what they do. So, SEC doesn't care. They could care less what your academic rating is. Can you get it done in sports? That's all they care about. So, who would they go after? Their number 1 target is North Carolina. Just like it's the Big Ten's number 1 target. So I'm going to go through the schools here where they'd be interested in partially, and then we'll see if we can figure it out afterwards who the 4 are, okay? North Carolina, yeah, they're interested. Pitt, too far north. I'm doing the AAU schools first. There's 8 here. North Carolina, Pitt, no, too far north. Miami, I went into that in the previous video. There's a lot of bad blood, a lot of entitlement. Miami professors have said and made statements. We don't want to be part of this associated with that football conference. All right, so Miami's out. Duke, not enough strong enough brand. Virginia, no, not enough of a brand. Georgia Tech, Georgia beats them up on the regular. So no. Cal and Stanford, no. So out of the AAU schools, the only one they're interested in North Carolina. NC State. Now there was a rumor a while back that North Carolina and NC State are tied at the hip, but then NC State voted against North Carolina to allow Cal, Stanford, and SMU in. So is that bond broken? When North Carolina's going to say, you know what? We don't want anything to do with them. They can go wherever they want. So NC State, I'm going to put them as a maybe. Boston College, too far north. Syracuse, too far north. Virginia Tech, yes, but it's tied to Virginia, so they're out. Wake Forest, no. Clemson, yeah. SMU, no. Louisville, no. Folks, they're only going to take two. You realistically look at this, I figure they're going to end up with 20. And my thought process just going through this right here, looking right in front with all of you, right here. If Florida State's not part of the equation, they're only taking two. It'll be Clemson, North Carolina. If NC State has to go with, NC State could come. If North Carolina goes to the Big Ten, they go after NC State. Clemson and NC State would pretty much be in. Florida State, maybe. All depends where they go. So I have a funny feeling that the SEC is only going to add two out of these. Because you look at who they got. I mean, let's just say, Florida State, Clemson, they're going to take North Carolina, NC State. That's fine. Who's the fourth? Who would they take? They're not doing Miami. They're not doing Georgia Tech. They're not doing Louisville. Because they don't need them. They have Kentucky. They're not doing SMU. I mean, if they could do whatever they wanted, I've said this before, their dream scenario right now would be Clemson, Florida State, North Carolina, and Virginia Tech. With Virginia and Virginia Tech being in the hip, North Carolina possibly going to the Big Ten. I think it's Clemson and NC State, and the SEC calls it a day. Because, like I said, they want to go as far north as they want to go as Virginia. Only if they can get in. The farthest west they want to go is Texas. That's it. Kentucky right now is the furthest north, is the northernmost school right now. So, would they take Duke? No. Would they take Wake? No. This is football. Pitt's too far north and there, so unless they change their mind on Florida State, they can't get Virginia Tech where they do Clemson, Florida State, North Carolina, and NC State? Because I fully believe, North Carolina, like I said with North Carolina, I've heard from a lot of people, the administrators and the academics, they want to be in the Big Ten. The student athletes want to be in the SEC because it's closer to home. And the one thing about that, the university may say they may go. But what I got from a few friends of mine who are down there who live down Chapel Hill that basically have said, there's some of the athletes who said if North Carolina goes to the Big Ten, they'll transfer to NC State. Whichever school goes to the SEC, they'll transfer to that one. Because they don't, or they'll go to Wake, or they'll go to Duke. What's ever left behind of the ACC. Because they don't want to go. But, unfortunately, as we saw with Cal and Stanford, what student athletes want has got nothing to do with this, which is a sad state of affairs. So, I don't know. The four leading candidates for the SEC, since going through this whole list, North Carolina, NC State, Clemson, and Florida State, but based on how bad Florida State got pasted, and they're only getting one school in North Carolina, and the other one's probably going to the Big Ten, I see the SEC only taking two. Clemson would be one of them. The other one, most likely North Carolina and NC State. But I fully believe if Florida State gets their AAU status, they're in North Carolina heading to the Big Ten. But that's a story for another video. Man. Because, little rumor, folks, if the SEC goes to 20, they're raiding the Big 12. And I fully believe the two schools that they want to fix an old issue. It's based on football, it's based on reputation, and it's based on fan base. It's also one of the other big factors. Who was the other school that was considered for the SEC in 2012, along with Missouri? Anyone? West Virginia. Well, they were hot then, but they're starting to get back being hot now. Could they revisit that road? But that'd be after the Big 12's contract ends. They'd probably may go after Oklahoma State. For all they're saying about rivalries, but then again, they don't know. You know, it's just crazy times here. So why don't you let me know what you think about my little scenarios here down in the comments. So thanks everybody for watching the video. Who do you think out of the schools in the SEC that out of the ACC, excuse me, that the SEC will take? Way this looks, 2. Just 2. I'll go to 18 and call it a day until something else pops up. But you let me know down in the comments what you think. So, how many do you think they're going to get? Put that down. Which schools? So thanks everybody for watching. If you haven't done it already, smash the like button, hit the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithm. Helps the video be seen by more people. Comment on the video. And if you haven't done it already, do me a favor. Please check out the other videos I got. And if you like them, subscribe to the channel. Trying to reach 500 subscribers slowly but surely. We're getting our way there right now. Just crawling along. So thanks everybody for watching. Hope everybody's enjoyed their football today. Is having a great Saturday. Real fun begins tomorrow. I'll be doing my prediction video for the New Year's games because I'll be working New Year's Day starting at about 5 in the morning and running all the way until probably 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock at night. So I'm not going to have a chance to stop or do a video on New Year's, most likely. If it is, it'll be a quick one. So I want to get the prediction video done so I can get things done a day ahead of time. And then the last prediction video, that would be the day before the national championship game, wouldn't it? So thanks everybody for watching. Be safe out there, and please be good to each other.